Kansas City, another storyline that we have been following for several weeks and months, has taken a plot twist. If you didn't see it, and maybe not, defensive tackle Chris Jones demanding not Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Donald money. Chris Jones wanting that big contract like the Rams defensive player got, and his contract holdout has reached conclusion. Did the Chiefs reach out a agreement? Did they reach an agreement on a massive contract extension with the 4-time Pro Bowl defensive player? No, not a massive contract. He agrees to end the stalemate. They've been at loggerheads for a while there. He missed the entirety of the preseason and week 1 against the Lions, although oddly he was in the stadium in a luxury box watching. He agrees to a 1-year contract, a reworked 1-year contract. So he didn't get the big money, didn't get the long-term contract, 1-year contract. Let us discuss the question. Who ends up winning the holdout between Chris Jones and the Chiefs now that it is over? And this is a unanimous decision. Not even close. All precincts are reporting in, and it is a win for the Kansas City football team. I've got Bugs Life, Bundle, and Sweet Science. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to avoid the fungus. Stay away from the fungus. So number one. Yeah. Chris Jones, you take it in the shorts on this one. Absolutely, right? They're someday going to teach a course at a major university about what a failure this turned out to be. Now, Chris Jones, a fine NFL player, did a very public pratfall. He tripped and fell in a theatrical way. Chris Jones living, in many respects, the bug's life. Ergo, sometimes in life you are the bug and sometimes you are the windshield. We know which one Chris Jones is at this point. How bad was it? Well, let's go to the tail of the tape and the CompuBox stats here. Jones was fined about $2 million for missing all of Kansas City's training camp, and he gave up a $500,000 workout bonus. Just for going on the treadmill and pumping some weight, they would have given him a $500,000. So he turned that down. He also lost $1.1 million for missing the season-opening game with the Lions. So if you look at the very bottom of the CompuBox stats, you crunch the numbers up, Chris Jones ends up losing $3.6 million. That is money he can never get back. He does not get the massive mega contract extension. Instead, he takes a 1-year deal. Granted, it's a lot of money, and there's a lot of incentives in there, but we play in a world of snap, crackle, pop with injuries here, there, and everywhere. And what a mashugana. Chris Jones is to make this stand. Didn't work out, and he's lost himself $3.6 million right there because he was trying to stick it to the man. All right, now page 2. We stay in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes addressing the criticism that the Chiefs have been getting here after their season-opening loss to the Detroit football team. Speaking on his weekly radio appearance on our affiliate, 610 Sports in Kansas City, Mahomes said because of the team's success since he took over, people are, quote, kind of waiting for you to go down, close quote. That's what's known as the money quote. Now, Mahomes made those comments on his weekly radio show, as mentioned here. But what did you make of Patrick Mahomes commenting on the critics of the Chiefs and people waiting for you to go down? So this is both benign and telling. It's benign because it's not that interesting. Let's be honest. I mean, we're talking about it, but it's not like a razor blade slice. It's not that interesting. The criticism was also not pointed at Patrick Mahomes. It was not. The darts were being directed towards the bullseye, which was on the tuchus of Kadarius Toney, the wide receiver of Kansas City. He was the fall guy because he had hands of stone in that game with the Lions. He took the brunt of the blowback. Nevertheless, Patrick Mahomes is fully aware that high expectations are part of the bundle. You bought the bundle. It's in the bundle. The noise hasn't even gotten loud around the Chiefs. They were given a hall pass by many. They were given a hall pass because they didn't have Travis Kelce and Chris Jones. Well, Chris Jones is back. We think Kelce will play in the game this weekend. But I will guarantee you, if Kansas City goes out there and lays an egg in Jacksonville this weekend, the decibel level will get cranked up. You are going to need some earplugs. You talk about being in low spirits. If they get off to that 0-2 start, they'll start having that sinking feeling in Kansas City. Do I think that'll happen? Well, you'll have to find out on Benny versus the Penny this weekend. There's a cheap, shameless promotion for that. And I haven't even started to really handicap the games. I start on Tuesday morning. If you're wondering my method to the madness, I wait till Tuesday morning. Now that all the games are over, I can kind of break it all down scientifically. Now, final point. Let's go to Baltimore. And the injuries continue here. Everyone's busting a gut. The Ravens picked up an ugly win over the Texans. The Texans were in the game into the second half there, week one. Not aesthetically pleasing if you're a Baltimore backer. And now they are dealing in Maryland there with a loss of a key playmaker who is stumbling, bumbling, and see you later. He has the Aaron Rodgers injury before Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about JK Dobbins, who sounds like a writer. Doesn't that sound like a writer's name? Like you would write the next Harry Potter, J.K. Dobbins or something like that. Anyway, Dobbins, a running back, pretty good running back in college. That's how he ended up in the NFL. That's how most of them end up in the NFL. But he's out for the season with a torn Achilles. So the soap opera at running back continues there in Baltimore. Now, despite the injury, the Ravens do not plan to go dumpster diving and add somebody else to the roster at the running back position. John Harbaugh, who's that? He's the coach. He's been there a while. You should know that. John Harbaugh told reporters there that the Ravens will rely on who they already have in-house. They're going to keep it in-house, which means Gus, the talking running back, Gus Edwards, and somebody named Justice Hill will rotate. And guess who's getting called up from the junior varsity? Melvin Gordon. Remember him? Yeah, Melvin Gordon being added from the practice squad. So how big a blow? Here's the question. How big a blow is the loss of J.K. Dobbins for the Ravens? So in terms of the sweet science, right? In terms of the sweet science, you see there's storm clouds over Baltimore, but it's not a full-on body blow. It's not a body blow. This falls into the standard jab category. It's a light jab. It's not a haymaker. It's not a power jab. It's not a power punch. Dobbins, who was a stud at The Ohio State University briefly, and a second-round pick. However, he has only played sporadically in his brief time in Baltimore, and he was a half-a-season guy last year. We know the Ravens have been out in front. They've hopped on the bandwagon that the running back is a greyhound position. One of the reasons they didn't want to pay Dobbins more money this offseason. Running backs are replaceable. You can plug and play. And Melvin Gordon, here's the problem. Melvin Gordon's really good. There's a warning label, though, on Melvin Gordon. The warning label is that Melvin Gordon has butterfingers. Butterfingers. Yes, he fumbles the ball a lot. But that's what has happened. It doesn't guarantee anything. For example, in the Commonwealth, Zeke Elliott, his reputation, not going to fumble. He's going to hold on. He's reliable. He's dependable. He will never fumble the ball. First time touching the ball, fumble, Rooski, just like that. So that is a habit, though, Melvin Gordon has, the habit of turning the ball over that will kill you, just absolutely destroy your offense.